My name is Lena Ortiz, 29 years old, and the night my parents left me in the ICU to make it to my brother's rooftop party, the monitor above my head kept screaming in green, 182, 179, 176. A nurse pressed my shoulder and whispered, "Stay with me, Lena." Outside, I heard my mother's voice say, "Text us when she's stable, we can't miss the toast." The elevator doors closed like a verdict. The last thing I saw before they slid shut was my father's cufflink, a tiny silver guitar flashing under fluorescent light. I live in Houston, Texas. 2 exits from the hospital off I-45. By day, I'm a project coordinator at a commercial design firm. The person who makes sure the right brick, paint, and invoices arrive at the right job site. By night, I'm the backup plan for my family, the quiet ledger that pays what everyone else promised but forgot. My younger brother, Ryan, is the sparkler in every photo. My parents say he was born to be celebrated. I was born to make the celebration possible. It didn't start with the ICU, of course. It started years ago with little cuts. The emergency shared card where Ryan's name rode for free. The time I covered the $1,200 DJ deposit because his friends are expecting real speakers. Leans. The way my mother set a new blue dress across my chair and said, "For the party? Not the hospital, don't be dramatic." The manila folder on my coffee table labeled "Bills Urgent," holding lab fees and rent stubs that smelled faintly of lemon cleaner. That afternoon, a coworker had brought cranberry bars to the office. I took one, smiled, and within minutes my throat closed. Allergy I didn't know I had. Sirens, cold air. The ICU beeps like a metronome for fear. A doctor said words like anaphylaxis, drop in blood pressure, we may need to intubate. I texted my parents, serious. Ryan sent a selfie of a glitter cannon and a caption, "Don't ruin this." My mother typed, "We're on our way," then followed with, "After the cake." In that bed, my jaw locked. The room got smaller. I watched a nurse Maria tuck a blanket around me and say she'd stay until my family came. She stayed. They didn't. I thought, love isn't proved by speeches. It's proved by who shows up. I decided to remember everything. Names, times, the color of the cake, lights flashing across a phone in my mother's hand while the doctor said, "She might die," a week later. Stitched together with steroids and a plastic wristband that read "Allergy Cranberry." I sat at my parents' dining table. The knife on crystals sounded like a bell with every slice of mango. Ryan strutted in late, sunburned from rooftop applause, a $400 linen shirt open at the throat. "So," he said, clapping my shoulder, "you good now? Because the DJ's balance is due only $1,800. NBD. Ryan," I said, "I was in the ICU." He grinned at my mother. "And you're here. Blessings." My father lifted his glass. "To resilience." My mother passed me the blue dress, tags still on. "You'll look nice next time." Quick pause. If you're hearing this, tell me in the comments where you're watching from. It helps me feel less alone in this. Maria, the nurse, had texted to check on me that morning. I told my parents. My mother frowned. Strange boundaries. Nurses should not text patients. Ryan put his feet on a chair. "Anyway, we need you to Venmo the balance by Friday. Prices go up if we miss it. You know how events are." I pulled a printout from my tote, the time-stamped call log where the doctor had tried my parents at 8:14 p.m. The party photo my cousin DM'd me, sparkler smoke behind my mother at 8:22, and the ICU note, "Patient's family informed, declined to come." I slid them across the table. My mother didn't reach for the paper. "You always keep documents, Lena." "It's oppositional." My father set his glass down harder than he meant to. "We made a commitment to your brother's sponsors. You know how that looks if we vanish?" Ryan laughed, amazed. "You tried to upstage my night with medical drama?" There was a pause where I felt the old muscle memory flicker say yes, pay, be useful. Being useful is not the same as being loved. The thought landed like a stone in a lake. "Here's the thing," I said. "I'm not paying. And I need my emergency contact changed. Today." Ryan leaned back. Ultimatum time. Classic leans. He held out a hand for the card like it was already his. My mother folded the dress back into tissue. "Think carefully," she murmured. My father's voice was soft and steel. "Family first." The room tilted. The hard turn came quiet. I stood, tucked the papers back into my tote, and said, "If I almost died and you chose a party, you don't get to choose my life anymore." Chair scraped. Ryan's smirk thinned. The stakes were real now. Friday wasn't about a DJ. It was about my spine. Enough. I took the next day off and built a case the way I build construction schedules. I opened 3 years of bank statements and highlighted transfers that had vanished into my family like rain into sand. $23,640 in event deposits, last-minute flights, emergency phone upgrades, and a 6-month stretch where I covered my parents' insurance because a premium slipped. I printed every page and slid them into that manila folder until it groaned. I called HR at my firm. I need to update my medical power of attorney and emergency contact. They emailed the forms, witness required, notarization preferred. I texted Maria, the nurse, asking if she could meet on her break to sign as a witness. She wrote back, say when, obstacle hit at noon, my car battery coughed and died in the July heat. For 10 panic seconds I saw myself stuck, forms unsigned, old patterns, snapping back like a rubber band. But my neighbor, Mr. Alvarez, heard the hopeless click, rolled over with a portable jump starter, and handed me a bottle of water. You look like someone who finally drew a line, he said. Hold it. At the bank, the manager scanned my folder like a detective, then nodded and helped me freeze the shared card and remove authorized users. I held my breath while the keypad blinked. Transaction complete. The small word felt like a mountain moving. I changed my PIN, closed the family fun account, and opened a savings folder in my budgeting app called Breathing. I drove to the hospital with the forms. Maria met me in the courtyard, the air full of cut grass and faint antiseptic. Her scrubs smelled like lavender dryer sheets. She read, signed, and said, "Put someone on here who shows up." I wrote Ray Parker friend and then Maria's backup. I left my parents' line blank. My hand shook. I kept writing. As the sun slid behind the parking garage. I scheduled emails to go out at 6:00 p.m. Friday, to my parents and Ryan with the itemized ledger, the frozen card notice, and a simple sentence, from today. My money and my emergencies are mine. I attached the 8-14-8-22 timestamps. No commentary, just facts. The decisive move was small in motion, seismic in meaning. I pressed send. Later, walked to the mirror in the hospital lobby, and didn't look away from my own face. Friday, 5:55 p.m., I walked into La Chima, the venue where Ryan's second celebration night was staged. String lights like falling constellations. $9 mini sliders, a bar menu named after him. The DJ, same one I'd once booked, nodded at me, oblivious. My parents stood near a sponsor banner, bright as a game show. I could smell the cedar smoke from the rooftop grill, feel the bass against my ribs. At 6:00 p.m., phones buzzed like a hive. My father checked his, confusion wrinkling his forehead. My mother read, whitened, then looked for me. I was already there. Lena, my father began, voice low. What is this? Numbers, I said, holding the folder. 23, 6 for O of them. And the night you chose the cake over my intubation. Ryan laughed aloud. So you're invoicing childhood? You always did have a flair for drama. Read the timestamps, I said. I placed the 8:14 call log on the cocktail table, then the 8:22 sparkler selfie where the silver guitar cufflink winked. My mother set her glass down so slowly the condensation ring looked like a moon. We left because we knew you'd be fine, she said. We were told it was routine. The doctor said, she might die. I met her eyes. He wrote it down. Ryan tried one more angle. Sponsors are here. You want to embarrass Dad? After everything he's facilitated? He spread his arms. Family sacrifices. I nodded. They do. And I did. But that wasn't sacrifice. That was erasure. My father squared his shoulders. You don't cancel on family. His voice softened. It looks bad. I'm not canceling on family. I'm canceling the lie that I'm only family when I'm paying. I handed him the card cancellation letter. Effective today. No more charges. No deposits in my name. And I changed my medical forms. If I go down again, you don't get the call. For a heartbeat, no one spoke but the DJ. My mother's rebuttal was a blade wrapped in silk. You'll regret this when you need us. I already needed you, I said. And you left. The irreversible outcome unfolded in real time. Ryan barked at the manager about the balance. The manager gestured to the email on his phone, copied from me. I withdraw payment authorization. The lights didn't go out, but the party changed temperature. A cousin read the timestamps and put her cup down. My father folded the banner with too much force. My mother looked at the blue dress bag at her feet and didn't pick it up. I walked out. The bass chased me to the street, then thinned into plain city air. 3 months later, the world is smaller and kinder. I moved into a third-floor walk-up with west-facing windows that stain my living room gold at p.m. I budgeted with the ferocity of a survivor and watched the folder labeled breathing grow from $0 to $4,200. I took Wednesdays off from family chat threads, and on the first one, I learned how to make lemon bars without cranberries. The ceramic lemon squeezer, a gift from a client, fits my palm like it belongs there. I kept the medical forms in a fireproof envelope. My new emergency contact, Ray, texts me, "You alive?" On days I forget to eat. Maria sends smiling selfies from night shift and a photo of the courtyard where we signed the papers, the light slanting across the bench, exactly as it had when my hands shook. My therapist, yes, I finally said that word out loud, asked what I wanted from family now. I said, boundaries that don't wobble. My parents still call sometimes. The first month, my mother left long voicemails about perception and shame. The second month, my father tried logistics. If you must, at least soften the story. I didn't correct them. I clarified. I won't fund events. I won't erase myself. I will answer when it's kind. Ryan sent a text. No hard feelings, next party is on your ex card, lol. I didn't reply. Silence can be a boundary too. There were small mercies. A colleague slid a succulent onto my desk with a note. You're allowed to be cared for. Our updated their templates to make power of attorney changes easier. Mr. Alvarez asked me to watch his dog and left a pie plate to return whenever. I returned it the next day, washed and warm. I don't stand in my kitchen and gloat. I stand and breathe. I cut lemons and listen to the building settle. The ICU beeps are just a memory now, but sometimes at sunset, I hear the faint echo and let it wash through without swallowing me. A real apology is changed behavior. I say it quietly, to no one. Then I lift the blue dress, the one my mother bought for a party I didn't attend, and spread it on the floor as a drop cloth. I roll a new color on the wall. Not hospital white, not party gold, but something in between, a tender, steady yellow. When it dries, the room feels like a promise I finally kept to myself.